Hello everyone, Ragewood here, and today we're doing a Godforge video. The moment has arrived, the moment you have all waited for, and most likely already seen. The demo for the Gamescom is out now. Simon leaked that to everyone, or previewed it, showcased it, I suppose, earlier in the week. So I'm a little late to the party, but this is sort of my look at it, if you will, my take on it. Now, it's important to remember, guys, okay, and I have to keep telling myself this as well. This is pre-alpha footage, okay? This is from the Gamescom demo. It is subject to improvements. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to change. There might be stuff that might change completely. We just don't know. But this is just sort of my 2 cents, if you will. Now, thank you to Susie and the guys at Fateless for sending me the mobile version. This is what it was optimized for, so perhaps looks a little bit clearer. So what we're going to do, we are going to press play, and I'll sort of talk through it, as it were. Now, I say, you will have already seen a lot of this, but, I mean, firstly, I suppose, let's just, how cool is this loading screen? I really like it, like the yellow hue, sort of the glow coming from out behind there. Again, this might change, but personally I like it. And what I like about it is this is going to be one of the things we're going to be spending a lot of our time looking at, okay? So you want it to be aesthetically pleasing, nice looking. And yeah, I just think it's quite warming and just a nice sort of look. So this is the hero screen, okay? Got Odin here, Asgard, Disruptor. Now we were talking, or I was sort of talking and guessing what a few things were back in my previous video. And then I read something somewhere, and I think that person hit it bang on the head. So, like, up here is likely the affinity. You've got your spirit or your magic, force, magic, void. So Odin's going to be potentially someone who's not weak to anyone. Which I thought was, fair play to whoever that picked up on. And as I have mentioned before, this is going to be very heavily raid inspired. And I think that's to be expected because that's where a lot of the people's background is. But very, very cool looking Odin. I don't think we've seen Odin in action yet. I might be wrong on that, but it's either Odin or Zeus. I don't think we've seen one of them, but it's so cool. Asgard banner there, Chaos. Oh, and something else that we sort of looked at, Disruptor. Now, to me, I take that as someone with a lot of CC. So this is another affinity from the Avalon faction. They are a slayer, so again I take that to be a damage dealer. But very cool graphics for even for a rare. Uncommon, another sort of CC champion from, again, this is all my guesswork. King Leonidas in all his glory. He's a brawler, it's going to be a melee tank character, Olympus faction. Now, something which they haven't done yet, which I suppose we can expect them to do, is, especially on some of the legendary characters like Zeus here, for example, there might be more visual effects, like a glowing aura from him or something like that. This isn't necessarily going to be the finished product, but still I think looks very cool so far. My favourite character coming up next. I love this guy. If you haven't seen the demo yet, I think his abilities are sweet. Really, really cool. And I think Simon even alluded to they're going to maybe have like a green glow or some sort of visual effects around here. But this guy currently, Anubis, is my favourite character. I'm not entirely sure what his abilities do, but they look awesome. Herc, we've all seen Herc. I've done a little bit of a when a video on him, specifically when the kit was revealed, something that I sort of just talked over a little bit. Now this is something, again, a few people have noticed, including myself. Clearly Arthur is not an Olympian. He is meant to be Avalon, obviously, and these are the sort of things to say. They will be changed, and we need to not lose our head over, but we've got our first tank guardian guy just there. Brynhild, another defender, an Asgard. Musashi, Ramses is going to be next. He's one of the poster boys. And then you got like the mummy. And I can't remember who the last guy is. Aphrodite. Now this is one thing I haven't figured out. Okay, what Invoker is. I imagine healer. Disruptor, you know, disrupting the enemy's abilities. Defender and brawler. You know, Slayer. Invoker I imagine means healer. But you know, okay, what sort of makes me laugh at Aphrodite, if you haven't watched one of the videos they did on the art team and how, oh, I forget his name, Bruce is making all the Amazon characters nude. They're like, you can't have that. Like, you know, I think this is a nice sort of sexy look without being too crude kind of thing. Aphrodite, she looks awesome, and her abilities do as well, which we'll see in the walkthrough in a minute. But so far, big fan of this, apart from the one thing with Arthur. You know, I like it. Whether it's the finished product, who knows, but I don't think there's too much more they need to change. So let's go take a look at the demo. So this is the actual demo itself, okay? I would be surprised if this is the final sort of menu. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it, per se. But I say I would just be shocked if this is the final thing. But this is just what they've got out there at the moment for Gamescom. Back to sort of your hero selector screen. And I was right in my thinking that these are auras. So got a defense in all battles from Brynhild with her Zeus and Musashi. Doing stage 10 of the Aru campaign, and then we come to our mummies. Now, a lot of people have given feedback on the camera angle, and I've even mentioned it in one of my videos, this sort of over-the-shoulder view, you know, being quite cool, but if there was another hero over here, would you see them? Would you be able to click on them, sort of thing? But I think, like this, for example, sometimes, you know, it might be hard to see a few things. I know it's something that they're looking at, or at least discussing. You got your defense up and your intercepts, and the way they've done it down here I think's handy. Again, my only concern is if you came up against oh, I forget his name now. Because it's been so long. He's in Raid. He's a Night Revenant character, and when you walk in, you put 4 poisons up on like everyone. You know, if you had something similar, we had multiples of them. Are they all gonna fit on the screen? You know, who knows? These guys got defense up, and Musashi has intercept, which I imagine when he takes damage, Brynhild's going to take it instead. So now let's look at Zeus's first attack here. AoE blowing up the statue at the back there, super cool. Now, one thing that I said that I wasn't a fan of is, you know, especially because this is on auto, the constant, like, I suppose, in the games at least that I've played, you're used to someone attacking, taking a step back, then someone else going. You know, the sort of no gap, if you will, just a complete switch of camera angle there. Something that I think isn't quite right, but again, who am I? I don't think it's horrendous. But yeah, just the jump through. It's something that I personally wasn't a fan of. Reliquaries, I think these are super cool. So what this is again, Simon mentioned it. You unlock some sort of secret room to get some treasure, like another level. Now, how it's done, I don't know. No one knows, I don't think. Well, except for the creators, I suppose. Whether you need certain lineups, whether you need to meet certain requirements to activate them. And that's where the community is going to come into, as they said it here. Visual effects coming in, and again, say defense down, the attack up buff, Hook swinging his club in there, Aphrodite and Leonidas just chilling out, hanging on. Now again, something they said for AoE abilities, they want to do it so they zoom out like they did when Brynhild does this. So this ability is kind of hard to see all of the stuff that Aphrodite's about to do here, but still pretty cool. So obviously stun the entire team there. Looking wicked. Getting another go. And this is an interesting ability. Looks like she's given Musashi speed up, I guess, down here. One of these two, the wings and intercept, I think was the other one was. Initiative up, speed up. Now, maybe is initiative jump in the order? I don't know. And she's firing that little arrow. But yeah, she's definitely giving increased speed. It's what is INT up. Sparta kick there. Now, so Aphrodite very much reminds me of like an apothecary kind of character from Raid, if you've played that. Zeus's Thunderbolt. So this is something that, again, I think, I say needs improving, changing. The character models with this kind of screen, having the Zeus spear sort of just in the corner of your screen here. I think that irks me a little bit. But again, this is what I gotta keep coming back and telling myself, like, this is pre-alpha. They have put so much love and time and dedication into this. I have to keep telling myself, as pro as everyone else is, not to be too critical, sort of thing, because it's not the finished product. Defense down on A1. Smack, smack. So now we come to the Ramses fight. So Radiance 2. I wonder what Radiance 2 is. Blinding, maybe? Something like that. It looks like maybe Zeus has some sort of mechanic where if he kills someone, he goes again now. Now we come to my favourite character here, Anubis. This guy, man, just, if you haven't already seen the abilities, I'll you'll love them. Again, it's not finished, but that is so cool. This sort of underworld, sort of tornado. I won't pause it now. And it looks like you put some sort of bleed or life drain effect on, which is super cool. Yeah, so that looked like that said Leech 2, something like that. Followed by sort of like Initiative down, which maybe is probably decreased speed, and Corruption. Now, Corruption is a new one. It's different to, because Hercules has Poison 1 and Poison 2. Corruption, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a HP burn effect. Who knows? See, there's the Poison. It's different to Corruption. So, Corruption I envisage as HP burn, but just look at the scything attacks for Anubis. He's gonna be the guy that I want the most. So wicked, right? And that sort of purple glow, I imagine, is what we're gonna see on the side in like the character screen, something like that. But it's so good. And there you are, guys. That is the demo. And you can see some of the gear we're getting. Perhaps sort of like a defense set, basic defense set. You know, this legendary weapon. I suppose we could look into all sorts of things here. It could be, you know, if you've played, I know it's not around anymore, I think King Arthur Legends Rise, each hero had their own sort of unique weapon which allowed them to change sort of affinities. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's sort of their equivalent of like artifacts, for example, and not, I don't mean like general gear, but again, so maybe it's something like Dragonair, where you can put a special artifact on them and it gives them, you know, bonus stats, like maybe if they're wearing this they get decreased defense, or, you know, buffs your team's attack. But yeah, that is the demo and sort of my initial thoughts on it here. Energy system up the top there, to be expected. Sanctum's probably your home, but yeah, all looks very good, very exciting. We say there's a few things that I've sort of mentioned that, you know, they may change, could do with a change, who knows. But either way, for pre-alpha Gamescom demo, it looks absolutely sick, and I'm so excited to pull my own Anubis more than anything. You know, another character might come in. I've played Smite, so sort of the whole god thing, I love some of them in there as well. So some of them come through here, that'll be sort of fantastic, really make my day. And I think Anubis might even be the thumbnail, that's how much I love him. So there you are, guys. Thank you for watching. Do check out all the stuff that Fateless are doing. They're sharing everything on their own YouTube channel and in the Discord, so do get involved. And yeah, look after yourselves, take it easy, work hard, but as always, play harder. And I will see you in another one soon. Thanks.